course, yesterday there was a tragic school shooting in Texas. I believe the death toll is up to 19 kids and 2 teachers. Yeah. So it is the most deadly school shooting, I think, since Sandy Hook, which, gosh, was nearly a decade ago now. Yeah. So just tragic. What we know, the gunman who is deceased, he first shot his grandmother in the head over an argument.
Over a phone bill, right?
Over a phone bill. And from there, took his grandmother's truck and crashed it into a ditch behind the elementary school and proceeded to enter the elementary school. And we've now learned that there was, in fact, a school resource officer on scene at the school who could not stop him from entering the school, which I find a bit infuriating.
Yeah, there's going to be follow-up on that.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing happened in Parkland.
It's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. And we didn't have any explanations. And in fact, this soon, with Parkland, I don't think we even knew that the guy had seemed to be cowering.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that that's what this guy was doing, but it is strange that if he was an armed resource officer, he couldn't stop an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Who was clearly in a deranged state of mind.
Yeah. So I actually watched the video. There's now video that's been released of when he's entering the school, and you can hear what sounds like gunshots as he's walking into the school, like they're opening fire on him.
So maybe
I don't know where the school. I don't know why the school resource officer wasn't at the entrance of the school, and maybe he was
sometimes they patrol. Yeah, sometimes they patrol, and there are other places, or they're counseling another student.
So he entered the school and I guess opened fire on everyone in his way, and he eventually entered a classroom where he proceeded to kill, I think, every single person in that classroom. All the students that killed were 4th graders, all from the same classroom, and 2 teachers in that classroom. There was a story earlier about a hero girl, 4th grader. She had her phone on her and started to dial 911, and the shooter looked at the classroom and said, "You're all going to die," and then shot her. And her grandmother was described as just horrific. So her best friends covered in blood, sitting right. I mean, just awful. Barricaded himself in that classroom, and then it was actually a advanced, I think, tactical border patrol unit burst into the school and was able to take out the shooter. The border patrol agent was injured in the process. So that's what we know at this point. We know that the shooter had a very troubled past the last few years as a teenager. That's correct, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, yes. And I don't know how large that community is. I know that there were rumors of him sort of being known in the community as a little bit of a kind of a had a wire loose, or he's a loose screw or something. I think he had reportedly had been caught around town pointing BB guns at people.
Dressed in military gear at night.
Yeah. Yeah. So there were, as is just so often the case with all of this, there were warning signs left and right. And in fact, Joey, are you the one who told me that school had a particular program in place that was designed to identify these people ahead of time?
Yeah, the school was using one of these new systems where they basically scan social media accounts of people, I think students in the district and people in that area, looking for the classic warning signs of a school shooter. And it did not detect that this guy was a school shooter, which, furthers the point that you've got to actually have school safety measures at school, because there's no law that's really going to ever prevent this from happening, unfortunately. So you have to do school protection.
Yeah, Minority Report isn't a thing. You can't get pre-crime.